Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we are looking at the WE Knife Company Chimera. Now, the Chimera is one of those knives that's going to be to each his own. Whenever you look at this side of it, and this is not the best example, the bronze is probably the best example of these marks, claw marks, or whatever you want to call them on the side. Some of you are going to wish they weren't there. Some of you are going to wish it had a little more character to it. I'm on the side of it doesn't bother me because the rest of the knife's so dadgum good that I'd carry it anyhow, irregardless of whether they were there or not. So let's jump into it. We got a closed length of 5 inches, a handle thickness of 0.53, a closed height of 1.5. That's spine to spine there, guys. An overall length of a hardy 8.9 inches and a 3.9 inch blade length with an edge length of 3.78. Blade stock thickness is 4 millimeter. And we have a weight of 5 ounces and a huge grip length of 4.1 inches. Wow. Now, whenever we look over the knife, we've got a little bit of styling here with what's that, 5 little marks. We got the little holes right through here, and we have the claw-looking marks, or whatever you would like to term them, right in through here. That's how it got its name, Chimera. And we have a cool backspacer. I do like the backspacer. Semi-floating looking backspacer with a little bit of jimping in there. It's not terribly useful jimping because it's down at the same height as the handle scales, but very nice. Look at the milling across the end and our little lanyard loop. Milling up through here. I mean, very intricate milling setup for this knife. And it all works. That's the cool part. I mean, look at all the little intricate milling. Very, very well done. Just can't ask for much more than that. Let's do a little size comparison. And the handles, of course, are 6ALV4 titanium. 6A, yeah, you know what I mean. Titanium. 6AL4V, that's it. And there's our Rat and our, that's a Model 1, the big one, and our Delica. And what else we got here? Well, since we've been doing them here lately, we'll pull out the Liang Ma 15. And it doesn't quite fit on the screen because it's a really huge knife. Well, no, maybe about the same. Slightly bigger. And for fun, we've got a Medford Production Praetorian. And watch the video on that one. It's a lot cooler knife than many of you are thinking. It's a long video, I know, but I believe it's well worth your time. Back to the Chimera. So there we go. I mean, let's get a look at this blade. The coolest thing about the blade is it is a clip point. Well done clip point. It's flat ground. We got a fuller down it. We got a clip point, but we've got our swedge going across the clip point. Got a big hook right here. Man, it's just a cool blade. I don't know how to say it. I'm not always a fan of the clip point. I know our buddy Staza is a huge fan of the clip point. I'm not always. Whenever somebody pulls it off like this, I mean, look at the clip point there without the rest of the knife. That is a beautiful blade. Now, this gray on gray finish, man, this is so Brian spec that I'm just, it's too Brian spec for me. If I were to own this knife, and we did provide the knife for review, so I guess in some weird way I kind of own it, but other people will be getting to look at the knife as well. Whenever it makes its way back, if it does, or it better, whenever it makes its way back to me, this may be one that I anodize up something really nice because it just deserves it. I mean, this gray stonewash is cool, looks good, but man, if you've seen the bronze one, wow, it is just. It's beautiful. But the stonewash on this blade is a new stonewash that we've been doing, and it's really hard to get it in the light. I don't know how well you guys can see this. I'm running, oh, there we go. That new light system is working fairly well. And, check that out. It's not as tight as the old one. It's a little dirtier, if you will. And I think I'd rather like it. I'm still coming to terms with it. I've seen it on a couple of knives now, and it was a bit surprising, but we's trying some new blade finishes. And I think this one's going to be a winner, especially with the other handle finishes besides just gray stonewash. And also, well, let's finish up looking at the blade. We got a little bit of jimping right here that comes into play later. We've got this hook right here. It's not quite a finger choil, and a near perfect edge termination. We got a little bit of a lightning hole there on the flipper tab. Comes out real nice, and it's just good looking knife, really. And there you go. We'll do our pause and read card, and I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, mechanically, you know the drill. This is a wee knife. Ceramic ball bearings. We have really good lockup right down in there. We've got hardened stainless backing washers, titanium screws. We'll get the T8 out here and we'll look at one of them. There's the Weehaw. Nice and tight. That one's really tight, as usual. And just overall, it's all titanium. The blade is S35VN, if I didn't mention that. Let's see if we can find it. Can you find it? I'm not finding it. Oh, whoa, whoa. There we go. Holy crap. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. I don't even know if it's right side. It's not right side up. Try that again. S35VN way down there and hidden as usual. I think we is really trying to make a game of finding those things. Action-wise, it's a wee knife. Everything just works the way it should. They have learned where to put the flipper tabs, how to put them, and they have, they've had a couple of duds on action over the past couple of years, but they have learned from their mistakes, and they are making knives that just, actions are absolutely awesome on. Blade centering, well, there you go, right down the wickets like it should be. Not a problem there. And wow. So let's talk about ergonomics. Now, this is where this little bit of jimping right here comes in. It is right in the perfect spot. Handle shape, big choil, and then simple. You know how that works. Always works great. And that's big enough for most big hands, but not so big that most small hands won't fit in it pretty good, and works great. Now, this up here is not a forward finger choil. Do not try to use that. It will hurt you. But, wow. So, ergonomically here, we're great. Love that little bit of jimping right there at the tip of the blade. Draw cuts, they're going to be good. It's not comfortable right here, but if you're doing a draw cut, that's not part of the knife that gets you anyhow. Get it in your reverse grip, all good to go in the reverse grip. Pinch grips, that's what fullers are good for. Fullers and blade holes. Gives you some place to get your hand right there on that blade. And just absolutely great. Now, trying to choke up on it, you've got that big dip right there. And depending on your hand size, it may be great. For me, with medium-large hands, it's not perfect. If you got really big hands, it's going to be great. If you got really small hands, not going to be so good. And let's get this guy in the pocket and see what we come up with there. There's our Levi's, and poof, right down in the pocket. Got our lanyard hole sticking up, a little bit of the knife sticking up. And the knife's long enough, it's not going to take off and go down. We got enough room under the pocket clip to get it in about any type of pair of jeans that you want. I've had it in 511s, and Carhartt work pants work great. I haven't had it in much of anything else because I've had the prototype since Blade Show. See, it says prototype in equally small letters right there. And I didn't do a video on this one, a full video on it, because it still has star screws in it, which they are doing right now with some of their prototypes. And I didn't want to cause a bunch of confusion over whether this knife was going to come out with star screws or not, because I didn't know at the time. But it obviously isn't. We've got the good Torx screws that we's using. Freaking awesome Torx screws, actually. And where were we at? Oh, well, we were down to what would Zell do different? And guys, I have thought long and hard on this one, and I have come up with, if Zell was doing this to make Zell's own knife, what would I do different? If I were the designer of this knife, I would get rid of this. I would get rid of these. I would line up some of this stuff. It's not, and I understand what they're doing here, but my sensibilities say it needs to be lined up. I would leave these holes in there. And I would draw this clip point back probably close to a 1/2 inch. Would make it look a little odd, but it would work a lot better, and I'm more about how it works than how it looks, so I'll deal with it looking a little odd to get my thumb something to push against. And that's all I would change. Now, the reality is, if I had this knife design with all of the embellishments that they had, and this backspacer, there are a couple of things I would do with the backspacer too. I would make 6 more cuts on the backspacer to give it the appearance of actually floating in there, even though it wasn't. And that's probably all I would do. 6, I guess it'd be 8 more cuts, because I'd need 2 cuts down here too. And that's about all I would do to it. And if I had this knife design with the embellishments, what I would probably do is, if Todd Knife and Tool were making the knife and selling the knife, I would have a version with and without. Because I know some of you are just absolutely going to love that. And I know some of you are absolutely going to hate it. So what do? Well, you make the one that you like first. And if I was doing this in that bronze finish, I would definitely leave all the embellishments in, because it just looks awesome in the bronze. And if I were making the gray one, like this one, I would probably take all the embellishments off. The last thing I would do was I would either bring all of this back some to make this a smaller sharpening choil, or I would make it bigger. And we've got nearly 3.8 inches of cutting edge, so what I would probably do is make it bigger. And if I made this bigger, I wouldn't need to change this, which would probably be the right thing to do. But anyhow, that is what Zell would do different. You guys, have a great day. This knife is out. It's selling at $253. For those of you that like big clip points and like this embellishment that they put on it, especially in the bronze, this guy is a looker, and that blade is just gorgeous. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. You guys have an awesome day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Watch us on the Apex News nearly every week right here on the Zelrick YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.